Why are trees important to us?
Well, I think from all the environmental reasons that the scientists and people believe in relation to them capturing CO2, plus the beauty of them, plus all the creatures, insects and mammals that live on them and live up them. And also, of course, we get lots of medicine from trees, and they knew about this way back in Mesopotamia, Sumeria. So trees have always been, perhaps by accident, been understood to have value to us, for us. Our biggest impact of trees was in the Malayan jungle at Johor Bahru, just across the waterway from Singapore, on the opposite side of the northern shores of Singapore. On a jungle survival course when I was in the Royal Air Force. I can't remember obviously the types of trees, but they were predominantly tree species that in that region of Malaya. And then of course in the jungle near streams or rivers you have mangroves, and that's a type of bush only about 4 feet high. And the root and twisting systems, the roots go into the river, and they grow prodigiously. I can't recall what the locals used mangrove for, but I know sometimes it was to make art, like wood art, and to make pipes and to make musical instruments from that particular wood, but also it has medicinal purposes as well. And if you've got an area that's just swampy or boggy and you want to dry it out a little bit, then you plant mangroves. And if it's not a flowing stream all the time, it will eventually take all the water or the swampy water out. And then I remember then they put good jungle soil, which you have to dig down a bit because most of the jungle soil up to about a foot down is not very fertile, but a foot under it's rotted over the years. They take that earth and put it where the mangroves were, and then they can sow rice or salads and other vegetables. And of course, especially in Britain, we have a fantastic forestry, because about 10,000 years ago, 8 to 10,000 years ago, Britain was joined to Europe by a landmass called Doggerbank, almost joined. Doggerbank was an island, but you could, people from Europe could come up into Britain across that landmass. And 8 to 10,000 years ago, as the sea levels were rising with the glaciers melting back, it then broke through around Dover from the North Sea and then from the Atlantic, and that's why we have the English Channel today. And Doggerbank, that huge mass of land, is now under the North Sea. But there is evidence even there that they were using timber extensively to build log houses and lots of other things made out of wood. They're now finding it on the seabed and some of it was found by accident when fishing nets doing bottom fishing, which drags along the bottom. And then they brought up timbers which had been worked, they could see they'd been worked by humans.
Were trees important on those land masses then?
It must have been, because there's lots of workings. When they pulled the timbers out, they could see man has cut them, shaped them, done drawings on them.